Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Laugh Pig Kitchen. I'm Laura, and this is Quarantine Cuisine. One more day of, we don't know what's going on in the world. And I hope you're doing okay with that. I hope you're doing okay with things are getting better today. Oh, I'm sorry, no, things are getting worse. And, no, the stock market's up. No, sorry, no, it's back down again. It's being a really chaotic time. And this is a great time for us to keep ourselves nice and centered and, go with the flow. We just have to kind of go with the flow. We are definitely becoming present moment humans because we can't really plan for the future right now. So we're doing the best we can where we are with what we have. And that's what Quarantine Cuisine is all about. I had a few other things going on today besides just staying in the kitchen and cooking all day. Although I do have some bread baking I've got in case my timer beeps back there. It's because I've got some bread baking. So I've made some bread today. And if folks are interested, if we're really stuck in the house for a long time and people want to learn how to make bread, well, we may do that too. We'll see. So for tonight, I'm doing what I do for my family a lot in the summertime when we've always got a lot of fresh vegetables coming in. We talked about muscos yesterday and how it's usually our produce and our vegetables, our salad making and stuff is what tends to go bad the quickest in the fridge. So that's something we need to keep moving. And so we're having big salad night tonight. I'm going to show you what I've got prepared here in just a little bit. But what I wanted to show you here is we make a lot of our own salad dressings here at home because we can customize them. We know which kinds we like, and they don't have, a lot of cheap ingredients in them like some of the stuff you get at the grocery store. One of my favorites from the time that I was a kid, and I'm thinking there's probably some of my friends that like this too, that when the very first advent of salad bars back when we were young, one of my favorite dressings on there would be what they called sometimes they called it Russian, sometimes they called it French. Most of the time they called it Catalina dressing. But that was always one of my favorites because it's tomatoey, it's sweet, it's tangy, and it just, I don't know, it was just always one of my absolute favorite salad dressings. And since I've started making it as an adult, it is now one of my child's favorite salad dressings too. So we make our own Catalina dressing at home, and I'm going to show you how we do it. I make it in a quart jar because that just happens to be easy for me. And it's because I've got an immersion blender that we're going to put down in there and blend our salad dressing. You can use a food processor for this. You can use a blender for this. The only thing I have that's not shakeable is I have some diced onion here. If you used onion salt instead of the diced onion, you could just put a lid on it and shake it, and you've got good dressing. So I'll show you what's in our Catalina dressing. This is a half cup of ketchup. Is this a healthy dressing? No, not really, but it sure does taste good on your salad. So that half cup of ketchup is going in my quart jar here. So I love ketchup. You can use ketchup for so many things. One of my absolute favorite things to use ketchup for is as part of my meatloaf sauce. The sauce was always what made meatloaf for me anyway. So a rich ketchup-y, brown sugary sauce is just so awesome. The recipe actually calls for a half cup of red wine vinegar. I used all of my red wine vinegar a week or so ago on something else. So I had apple cider vinegar, which is awesome, but it's also a little tangier than what I want to use the entire half cup of apple cider vinegar. So I've split it. This is about a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar, and it's a quarter cup of brown rice vinegar. It just happens to be a little more milder vinegar that I have in the pantry. But whatever vinegar you've got at home, whether it's just plain white vinegar, red wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar would work, but it's going to lend a funky color because balsamic vinegar is so dark, so it might make your final product a different color than what mine's going to be. But ultimately it would work. So that's my half cup of vinegar. This is a half cup of honey. The original recipe just called for plain white sugar, but we really love the flavor that the honey adds to our dressing. And since I usually have a big jar of honey hanging around the house, we're using honey. A half cup. There it goes. This is 3/4 of a cup of salad oil. You can tell it's an old-fashioned recipe when it says salad oil. Because salad oil could be just about anything. I happen to be using avocado oil. No, I'm not. Wrong. I used grapeseed oil. This is because I had a big bottle of grapeseed oil. And you can use olive oil. Just keep in mind that if you refrigerate olive oil, it kind of turns solid. So if you pull your dressing out the next day and go, oh my gosh, what happened to it? You just have to let it come up to room temperature, shake it up again good, and the olive oil will reblend back in. That's why I'm not using olive oil as my salad oil, because it just makes it kind of funky when you refrigerate it. That is 3/4 of a cup of grapeseed oil. This is a teaspoon of paprika and a pinch of salt. Let's say a couple of pinches of salt, actually. I'm putting that in there. Get in there. There he goes. This is 1/2 cup of either finely minced or grated onion. And again, I would say probably about a tablespoon of onion powder would be about the equivalent of the flavor you're going to get from my 1/2 cup of diced onion. And we're going to add a splash of what my friend Celia likes to call horse sauce. Celia speaks unbelievably beautiful Portuguese. She's from Brazil. But when trying to pronounce Worcestershire sauce, it comes out as horse sauce. It just cracks me up. I love it. I'm putting about 3 splashes of horse sauce in there. So there we are. It's not a real pretty mixture right now, but I'm about to make some magic with my immersion blender. All the way down in there, turning it on. Yes, it gets loud. And voila. We have Catalina dressing. It's going to be a little bit messy. I'm probably going to blend it a little bit more. I didn't want to just stand here forever making y'all listen to that. So I will, and it will get actually a little bit thicker and a little bit creamier the longer I blend it. But get the basic idea. It's that really deep orangey red color. And it's a little bit creamy, not super thick creamy, but just enough where it hangs on to your salad makings really well. And oh, I love that flavor so much. So there's, and I usually put it in a bottle. I put it in a recycled salad dressing bottle that I keep several of those around here. So that's probably where that's going to go. And that's going to be part of our big salad night tonight. Let me clean this off so I can show you what we are doing for big salad night. Put you back there. Okay, this is all going on my table. I basically make a big salad bar for my dining table and give my family, we each get a big bowl, big serving bowl, and we make our own salads. And it's wonderful. So this kind of goes along with the muscos. This is a great way to get rid of a few muscos as well. Or if you've got just small portions of fresh vegetables and you don't know what to do with them, make big salad night out of it. Remember that Romanesco cauliflower that we had yesterday? I saved a little bit of that. This is still fresh. That's there. These are some of the rainbow carrots. I've cut them into little matchsticks. So there they are. This was a partial head of broccoli, so I just chopped that up a little bit. This was a zucchini. I've got 2 really pretty zucchinis, and these are those that have the light skin, the light green skin instead of the really dark green skin. That's a zucchini. This is half of a long cucumber that I've diced up there. So there's part of what's going on big salad night. I had a handful of baby spinach. So that's what that is right there, baby spinach. This was some mozzarella cheese that we had. Some toasted or roasted pumpkin seeds, That's a few blueberries that we happen to have in the fridge. Those are going on. Big salad bar. Oh, I guess I could have done this first. Romaine lettuce. A great big bowl of romaine lettuce that's going to be the base for our big salads. And to finish the salads off, this was 2 boiled eggs, chopped up. These are marinated artichoke hearts. I'll probably put that whole bowl on my salad. The family won't get any of those. Love those. Kalamata olives, a few of those. This is half of a cubed up avocado. Ooh, where'd my brain go there? Green olives, I love those too. And these are some broccoli sprouts. So, like alfalfa sprouts, clover sprouts, whatever. I happen to have broccoli sprouts. That's what those are right there. So, we're going to make a great big bowl of salad. We're going to dress it with our awesome dressing that we just made. There's my oven beeping. Bread is done. We're going to leave that in there for a second. And there's dinner tonight. Quarantine Cuisine. We're having big salads tonight and a slice of fresh hot bread to go with it. Is my family lucky? You're darn right they are. And I remind them of that on a regular basis. Look how lucky y'all are. We get to eat this awesome food. So I hope everybody's doing well today. Are we all going to end up just bipolar after all of this? It's like, oh, it's going better. Oh, no, it's not. It's not going better. Oh, it's getting better. No, it's not. I can only watch the news for a couple of minutes because it makes me feel overwhelmed and scattered. And this has really been a good time for me to beef up my meditation practice, my meditation and my mindfulness, my quiet time practice, to keep myself centered and keep me from feeling too jittery and crazy inside, because the world is kind of a crazy place right now. So if you are not a meditator or a prayer or just a sit in silence for a few minutes kind of person to settle things down, this might be a great time to learn those skills, because it really is helping. It's helping a lot to kind of keep me centered and keep me from my head from going in places where maybe it shouldn't go with all of this fear mongering and all that's happening out there. But I hope everybody's doing great. We're doing great here. We're healthy. We're happy. One of these loaves of bread is going to get delivered to my neighbor right down the road, who's like Mother Teresa. She has like 6 foster children in that house that she just smothers with love and caring, and we think she's awesome. So one of our loaves of bread are going to get sneaked to her porch, and we're just going to ring her bell and run and let her have a loaf of bread. So you guys do something nice for somebody today. Take care of each other. I love you all. Hang in there. Peace.